right, I'm going to introduce our next panel. Our panel will be moderated by our very own SeanRad from Secret Network Foundation. And Sean is actually a grand prize winner in the ETH New York Hackathon. And he's interested in all technology that advances the adoption, accelerates the adoption of blockchain technology. So let's bring Sean up. Let's give him a round of applause, and he will introduce his panelists.
All right, everyone keep it going for Lisa Loud. Clap it up for Lisa, everybody. Isn't she doing an amazing job? We have an incredible panel today. Today we're going to be talking about unlocking Web3 use cases. We have two incredible panelists. I want everyone to put your hands together for Dr. Blake Regalia. Please come to the stage. As well as Aaron Malone, everybody. Aaron Malone, please come on up. Grab a mic, take a seat. Do intros real quick. And welcome to everyone who just walked in. Feel free to take a seat so you don't miss this hot panel. Okay. So Dr. Blake Regalia on my right, aka Supdoggie. What's up, dog? Nothing much. What's up with you? Is a full-time software engineer at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Caltech. He's been developing in Web3 since 2016, joined Secret Network in 2021, and founded StarShell Wallet, and is also the lead developer behind SilentSwap, everybody. And on my left is Aaron Malone, founder of Collective Ventures and Unbound Science, which is one of the grand prize winners at ETH Denver, and built using the Secret Network tech stack. Clap it up for Aaron, everybody. Awesome, welcome. So I'm very excited to be speaking with both of you guys, because both of our panelists today have created applications that solve real-world problems utilizing Secret Network smart contracts, as well as decentralized confidential computation and Web3. So we're going to talk about some real-world use cases that both of these gentlemen have solved. Blake, let's start with you. I think the reason everyone is excited to be here is the near release of SilentSwap. So as the lead developer for SilentSwap, can you tell us what SilentSwap is and what use cases it unlocks for DeFi that weren't previously possible?
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for the introduction. It's great to be here today. I am one of the biggest Secret Network stands out there, actively developing on it every day. It's basically my main activity. So with SilentSwap, it's a new product that's coming out. Maybe you've heard about it. It makes use of Secret Network. Secret Network is the privacy layer for the SilentSwap application. And what it is technically a privacy cross-chain aggregator. It lets users anonymously swap their tokens from any origin EVM chain to any other. But in the process, the idea is to separate the link between the sender and recipient. So let's say they want to obfuscate their tokens because maybe they've been doxxed, or maybe someone who is doxxed sent them tokens and they want to break that connection to real life. They don't want their funds being traced by degens. So that's what the use case for SilentSwap is basically to allow them to send tokens to any number of wallets from any chain to any other chain. And in that process, we're using Secret Network. One thing to note about SilentSwap, by the way, you'll probably hear this again later as well, is that it is fully non-custodial. So at no point along the way do the funds rest in any custodial service. It all happens in the user's browser. And it's taken a lot of work to make that possible. So yeah, that's what SilentSwap is.
Incredible. And clap it up if you've heard of SilentSwap before coming here tonight. All right, so we got some stands of your work. Very awesome. And can you just speak to like the price difference of like a competitor versus what it would cost to swap with SilentSwap?
Yeah, so there are some competitive products out there that offer similar service, right? It's anonymization and swapping to different tokens. The reason that our app is much more competitive is because we're using the Cosmos, and that allows us to take advantage of lower fees because everything that we're using is completely decentralized. We're not using any like centralized exchanges, so we're cutting out a lot of the fees and also processing time. It's not like the bridging techniques that we're using and the non-custodial wallets are it's just much faster. So time, like speed of the end-to-end swapping, and then cutting out the fees. That's basically the two main points. Yeah.
Amazing. I can't wait till we can all use it on mainnet, so we can swap silently and gasp audibly.
And I should mention, by the way, that this SilentSwap is a Squid Grow product, and we got Shibtoshi here with us today. SilentSwap has been his idea for a while, and then I was just able to make it happen. So yeah.
Amazing. Okay, Aaron. So throughout history, scientific research has been subjected to ideological, political, religious, and economic control. How does Unbound Science unlock new use cases with Web3 and secret network to combat corruption and control of modern scientific research?
Whether we know it or not, the scientific community is an absolute disaster right now in terms of corruption and in just every way imaginable. It's a lot like the music industry, really, where you have scientists that are going in, they want to be part of this big brand, they have to follow the rules. Disruption would essentially cost their colleagues and their superiors their funding. So instead of bringing out new innovative technologies, they're shut up and told to go with the flow, and sit down and just write papers instead of actually bringing new products out into the world. In addition to that, the U.S. federal government, as of 1970s, has the right to take any patent they want that they feel could further along military development and refuse to be allowed to be developed in the public sector. And they essentially just co-opt it for themselves. And that's why, even though we had free energy for over 100 years, it sounds like a conspiracy theory instead of something that is in all of our lives today. So what Unbound Science is doing is building a full suite creator economy to allow scientists and inventors to get funding, work alongside other scientists from around the world, solve actual problems, bundle all of their research data into blueprints and instruction manuals and materials lists, which they can then send to a marketplace and lease and license it throughout the world. There are so many countries out there that have been free from colonial reign for 100 years or so, but they're still third world countries because they don't have the right trade agreements or they don't have the right education that's been given to them. So the overall mission of Unbound Science is to speed up the rapid change of technology around the world and reduce it from centuries to weeks.
Incredible. And can you speak to how you've used the Secret Network tech stack as part of Unbound Science?
Yeah, we love Secret Network primarily because it lies between Ethereum and Cosmos. It's going to allow us to have access to the most liquidity in crypto for our donation pools with the cheapest fees for voting on which scientific projects are going to get funding. But also, you don't want the certain technology to fall into the wrong hands or to be ripped off before it's ready. So we give scientists the option to keep all of their research data totally private until they're finally ready to put it into the marketplace, and then using ZK technology, choose who it goes to. But on top of that, we're seeing now so many different things that are coming out in artificial intelligence saying, oh, maybe we want to tax it or tax GPUs and things like that. And that's because the powers that be know that they're losing control on artificial scarcity as a whole. And AI is going to print the next billionaires and maybe even trillionaires in this world. So they want to try and curb that. Having confidential compute is going to be critical towards having an edge in the coming marketplaces where we really want to have a free and open market for the smartest people to gain whatever market share they can, and incumbents that are not pushing new technology to fall by the wayside as they should.
Incredible. And for anyone who doesn't know, when Aaron says like the secret has positioned itself between Cosmos and Ethereum, the way we've done that is with a technology called Secret Path, which is basically a trustless bridge that uses elliptic curve cryptography so we can pass messages between Ethereum and Secret Network. And so from this, we've been bridging out to different Ethereum conferences and hackathons, and the majority of the conferences we've been to, the hackathon project winners have been using Secret Path. You guys in Denver, in Budapest, where else, Alex? ETH Dam, yeah. Everywhere Secret is going, Secret Path is being used by Ethereum developers. And so we're very excited to be seeing how that is allowing for real-world use cases with Secret Network.
And it's very gas efficient.
Yes, yes. Yes, we got some gas golfers in the Secret Network Dev Squad chat.
Oh, gas golfer, I love that.
Okay, so Blake, not only are you the lead developer of SilentSwap, but you're also created StarShell, which is a Web3 wallet that introduces novel privacy and security features not found in other wallets such as Kepler and MetaMask. What privacy concerns do these wallets neglect, and how does StarShell solve for them?
Yeah, that's a great question. So StarShell is a very small wallet at this point. We're not delusional about our user base. It's very niche. We're just operating on Secret Network, but we haven't been pushing our marketing very hard because we're just really focused on the long-term goal of building a sustainable Cosmos wallet that offers things that none of the other Cosmos wallets are currently offering. In terms of the privacy and security features, they're really quite technical in nature, but and so it's hard to I have found it personally difficult to persuade people on really the privacy exploits that exist in these other wallets, because as soon as you start talking technical, people's eyes glaze over. But there are some blog posts that I've written that go into this in detail. One of the simplest ones to talk about is actually just extension sniffing. So if you are using MetaMask or Kepler or Clayton or Leap or any of the modern wallets where it's a browser extension, every time that you visit a web page, that web page is actually collecting analytics about and profiling your computer and collecting information about everything that is like a signatory of your browser. And so if you have MetaMask installed, they'll see that, even if they're not a dApp. And what that will tell them on the back end is, well, it's helping inform an AI model that is building a profile about you and your spending habits and anything that can help better target advertising. So the fact that you're using this wallet or that wallet tells them something about that, okay, you're likely using crypto, you're a degen, you're operating on these chains, and that's going to help inform them, even on websites that have nothing to do with crypto. So the first thing that we did, it was like the easiest privacy box to check, was simply to say, by default, websites cannot see that, and in order to connect to the wallet, they actually have to send out a blind request to say, hey, if there's a wallet there, would you let us connect to it? So whether or not a wallet is actually installed there, they don't know, right? It's like a black box. That's basically the easiest privacy thing. But again, like all these other ones, to go into more detail, we got to work on our PR about how to convince people or explain to them the obvious privacy benefits. One more I'll just mention really quickly. We got a grant from NIM, and NIM is a token that is launching on Cosmos, and they offer a mixnet where all of your requests, just like Tor, all of your requests to any endpoint, to any web service, goes through their mixnet, and we'll be integrating NIM as a mixnet directly into our wallet, so that users can just stake their NIM token in our wallet and then use that to pay for mixnet routing.
Amazing. So this is a software engineer at NASA who has developed a wallet that we can all download right now from the App Store called StarShell. So if you don't have StarShell, please open your phones and download it. Try out this wallet. It's amazing. It's built with Secret Network.
Thank you.
Lisa, do we have time for questions from the audience? All right. I would like to take some questions from the audience about unlocking use cases in Web3. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So regarding SilentSwap and the listing of it. Do you guys require tokens or coins to list with you guys before it's accessible, or is it just agnostic essentially?
It's basically agnostic. The way it works is that we have specific bridges that we'll use to get from Ethereum to Cosmos. So before crossing that bridge, you can just take any token and swap it on that chain. So if you're on Polygon, you use any of the DEXs on Polygon. And what I mean is that our service will find the best DEX. So like we're aggregating on the chain that you're starting from. So like let's say you're starting with Shiba Inu or Pepe. The first thing that we'll do is we'll swap that to a bridge compatible token and then move it to Secret Network, move it through some pools, and then end up with whatever token you set as your destination.
Amazing. That's awesome. Thank you.
So, and one thing about that is people will be wondering, well, what about slippage? Well, our router is constantly recalculating along the way, and we're finding the best swap rates. So we're minimizing slippage across the way, and it all happens within a matter of less than 10 minutes. So we're minimizing the price impact.
And then is there any sort of, I'll call it like buy-in from different chains, et cetera, to integrate with you guys or to have SilentSwap integrated with them?
So we are launching just as a web app that you can use from mobile or from laptop. But our goal for later this year is to offer an API or like an SDK where they'll easily be able to embed like a widget that they can use this. So yeah, thanks for your questions.
I think I sat on an AMA with you and spoke with you.
On a Twitter space?
Yeah, I was on a Loudmouth show like a month ago or something.
Nice.
We love IRL fans. This is incredible. The community is coming together. Is that all the time we have, Lisa? Yep. That is all the time we have. Thank you so much. I wanted to thank Aaron Malone and Dr. Blake Regalia for being here with me today. Guys, keep it going for Lisa Loud.